Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2021-2022 Teacher of the Year celebration. Welcoming our guest this evening is Dr. Roland Hernandez, CCISD Superintendent of Schools, who, by the way, if you'll turn your attention to the screen, is celebrating a birthday today. We thank you for spending your evening with us. We wish you many more celebrations to come. Dr. Hernandez, welcome to the stage.
Good evening and welcome to the 36th Annual Teacher of the Year celebration. This celebration has become a tradition of sorts, one that started in 1987 when we recognized our first Teacher of the Year, Dr. Rebecca Palacios. I'm glad to see we have a packed house, and I'm sure it will continue to get even more filled as people are trying to make their way through the traffic. We were able to make it, but that was with some pretty crazy driving, and we're here. I'm glad to also see that we have many people from across our district with family and relatives and kids. Thank you so much for being here again. Tonight we recognize our campus teachers for their efforts and ability to inspire their students, colleagues, and the community. As tonight's theme suggests, these educators truly are the stars of this district, and with fame comes the ability to make substantial social impact. With more than 34,000 students, CCISD teachers have the opportunity to develop the hearts and minds of our entire community. Thanks to their classroom excellence, the district can work toward our mission of preparing students to become lifelong learners who continue their education, enter the workforce, and become productive citizens. Doing so is no small task. As you will learn tonight, the teachers we are recognizing have the passion needed to help us accomplish that very mission. I am honored to be here among our teachers. We are also joined by several of our school board members, district-level administrators, members of the Teacher of the Year Selection Committee, as well as previous winners of our CCISD Teacher of the Year program. First, I would like to invite Mrs. Jane D. Bell, our president of the CCISD trustees, to join me on the stage and to bring some greetings.
I am so excited to be here tonight, not just because everybody looks like dynamite out there, just sparkles and everything, but really because y'all shine in your own right. As the Teacher of the Year, you were selected because you have something that makes you stand out. You have that certain it factor, but really just you're special and talented, and you've got wonderful character. And whether you're working with your students, your families, community, or colleagues, people know you. As Dr. Hernandez mentioned, the educators we're about to recognize are the stars of the district, and I think we can agree that every star needs an agent. They do in Hollywood, and here we are. And so that's where the school board comes in. We serve as a link between the community and the classroom. Our members are personally invested in you and in the policies that provide you the framework in our students. At this time, it is my pleasure to recognize the CCISD Board of Trustee members. Please stand when I call your name. They're over there. I see them. Okay. Well, Mr. Arredondo. Mr. Don Clark. Ms. Trolley, Ms. Dolly Trolley. Mr. Kevin Mim. And I know Ms. Hawkins is on her way. She's one of those caught in traffic, so hopefully she will be here in a few minutes. Please join me in thanking our trustees for the dedication to our district. On behalf of our Board of Trustees, thank you for the great work of providing an outstanding education and training. Well, I don't need to put the glasses on, sorry. And leading our students towards the path of success created from pre-K to 12 public education. It is our pleasure to help recognize you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Bell. Now I'd like to introduce some of our district leaders, so if you'd please stand when I call your name. Our Deputy Superintendent for Business and Support Services, Karen Griffith. Our Deputy Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, Kimberly James. Our executive directors for school leadership, we have Dr. John Presas, Kelsey Morris, Elizabeth Pettis, and Dr. Bruce Wilson. Our Chief Instructional Support Officer, Jennifer Irismendi, maybe not. Our Chief Officer of School Improvement and Innovation, Dr. Sandra Clement. Our Chief Human Resources Officer, Debbie Cruz. Let's give them all a round of applause for their great work. I'd also like to recognize the 2021-22 Teacher of the Year Selection Committee. Please stand as I call your name. Rachel Beavers, the 2021 Elementary Teacher of the Year from Windsor Park Elementary. Dr. Dolores Guerrero, Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences at Texas A&M University, Kingsville. Carrie Perales, CCISD Director of Instructional Technology. Dr. Kimberly Reinhardt, Associate Professor of Teaching and Teacher Education at Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi. Louisa White, the 2021 Secondary Teacher of the Year, who was recognized for her work at Moody High School. She's now an instructional coach at Miller High School, and we're also proud to say that Louisa went on to win the title of 2021 Regional Teacher of the Year to compete at the state level. This 5-member selection committee put in many, many hours of reviewing applicant essays and then interviewing the nominees. They undertook the challenging but important work of selecting 2 exceptional teachers from a group of outstanding campus winners. Let's give them all a round of applause for their great work. And where would any of our Teachers of the Year be without the support outside of school and in the home? Could all of the friends and family members that are here honoring our Teachers of the Year please stand with us? And finally, I'd like to recognize any previous Teachers of the Year who may have joined us tonight. If you're in the audience, would you please stand as one of our former Teachers of the Year? CCISD has a long history of participating in the Teacher of the Year program. In your program, you will find a complete list of honorees that begins with the 2021 honorees and ends with our very first Teacher of the Year in 1987. If there are any previous Teachers of the Year, we just did that, excuse me. But now it's time for the main event. I would now like to hand the mic over to Leanne Libby, our Chief Communications Officer, who will be tonight's Master of Ceremonies. She will have the honor of introducing this year's campus winners, our finalists, and our 2 district winners. Please welcome Leanne Libby.
Thank you, Dr. Hernandez. 2 bits of housekeeping. 1, the joke about the thing that happened at the other awards is nowhere in my script tonight, so we won't be going there. We don't talk about Bruno, we're not going to do that. Also, please look at the back of your program, and it lists the names of the staff of the Office of Communications who are responsible for tonight's event. They really outdid themselves. I am so honored to work with them. If they would stick and give you a wave and stick their head out if they're handy by, but please, if you see them, thank them. They've done an amazing job tonight, so hats off to them. All right, I am honored to serve as your Master of Ceremonies, help shine the spotlight on our district's exemplary teachers. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you for your unwavering support of our students. They are much closer to a bright future because you are in their lives. And now, on with the show. So here's how it's going to work. We're going to first recognize our campus-level Teachers of the Year. Then we will recognize our 4 finalists, followed by our 2 district winners. Campus winners, I will call you alphabetically by your school name. And now we know we wanted you to be able to sit with your friends and loved ones tonight. To help the evening go smoothly, please make your way promptly to the staging area, which is right on this side over here, to my left, your right, as your school's area is called. So we're going to start with campuses from A through C. So if your school name starts with A through C, if you will please begin making your way while I go through the rest of the instructions. And then when I start A through Z, the next group's going to get started. I'll walk you all through it. But if you're A through C, start making your way forward while I go through the rest of this. So the next groups will be D through J in a few minutes, then K through M, and then O through Z. And Alex Rodriguez, Aloysia Doviet are both over here to help guide you, get you lined up in order, so no worries there. We're not going to make you do alphabet tonight after a hard day of work. All right, nominees, when your name is called, please greet the Board of Trustees and Trustees. I now invite you to please make your way to the stage. You're going to line up right here in front of the awards table. And then the nominee is going to move over. Dr. Hernandez is going to be over in the photo area for a photo, and then you may return to your seat. Now, my friends in the paparazzi, some designated, others self-appointed, to keep the evening running smoothly, we will not be pausing for you. I know everybody wants to get their picture, but we're just going to keep going, and we'll share photos in a district photo gallery later this week, and those photo areas you saw in the lobby, those will remain up for a while. When we're done, you'll have lots of chances to get your photos this evening. When each nominee comes forward, I will also introduce the respective campus principal or campus representative. And principals, if you'd please stand when your name is called so we may applaud you and your work on behalf of your school. We also have, I mentioned our members of the communications team ready to help you. Got our board members. Wow, y'all are fast. Okay, and finalists, don't worry, I haven't forgotten you, and don't line up with the campus nominees because you're going to be called up a little later, so you can stay put. All right, without further ado, I am pleased to introduce you to the 2021-2022 Teacher of the Year campus winners. And as A through C begins, as promised, D through J, if you'll start making your way forward as I go through this list. All right, Dorothy Adkins Middle School, our honoree is Tina Sines. Her principal is Norma Cullum. Norma, you stand up and give us a wave, please. Teacher of the Year at Marvin Baker Middle School, Marlo Bazan. Her principal is John Dobbins. Mr. Dobbins, where are you? Teacher of the Year for Ella Barnes Elementary School is Rebecca Espinosa. Her principal is Catherine Gorman. Rebecca is also one of our Teacher of the Year semifinalists. Representing Mary Helen Berlanga Elementary School, Irma Martinez. Her principal is Melissa Clearman. Teacher of the Year at Harold T. Branch Academy is Danette Ricard. Her principal is Dr. Tracy Rodriguez. Representing Tom Brown Middle School is Lisa Coates. Her principal is George Lerma. Representing Culp Wilson Elementary School, Bethany Hackey. Her principal is Sheila Thomas. Ms. Thomas, would you please stand? Teacher of the Year for Mary Carroll High School is Martin Wright. Tiger's getting rowdy. Mr. Arredondo, give us a wave, please. Representing Collegiate High School, Angelito Anatalio. His principal is Dr. Tracy Rodriguez. And representing David Crockett Elementary School, Michelle Vela. Her proud principal is Amy Leos. Please help me congratulate these very deserving campus winners. Okay, Dawson through Jones, you should be pretty much finished lining up. We have Dawson through Jones, and our next group will be schools K through M. So K through M, you'll want to start moving forward. Are we ready to go with our next group? All right, fantastic. All right, Teacher of the Year for Joseph T. Dawson Elementary School is Tina Freeland. Her principal is Kimberly Ellis. Miss Ellis, give us a wave. Robert Driscoll Middle School's Teacher of the Year is Robert Glover. His principal is Bucky Hartman. Mr. Hartman, give us a wave. Robert is one of our Teacher of the Year semifinalists. Representing Early Childhood Development Center, Julie Murphy. Her principal is Kelly Loving. Miss Loving. Representing George Evans Elementary School, Alyssa Prieto. Her principal is Dr. Patricia Tisharina. Our Teacher of the Year for James W. Fannin Elementary School is Tracy Simpson. Her principal is Sarah Owen. Representing Rafael Galvan Elementary School, John De Los Santos. His proud principal is Diana Ibarra. Miss Ibarra. Teacher of the Year for Dr. J.A. Garcia Elementary School is Haley Haker. Her proud principal is Daniel Noyla Jr. Mr. Noyla, where are you? Representing Elliott Grant Middle School, Cydia Sosa. Our proud principal is Carlo Rosa Villarreal. Teacher of the Year for Carl Hamlin Middle School, Amber Melcher. And the lead of her sedate cheering section is Bridget Lamoureux. Teacher of the Year, Gloria Hicks Elementary School is Kathleen Davidson. Our proud principal is Kathy Ortiz. Kathleen is one of our Teacher of the Year semifinalists. Luther Jones Elementary School's Teacher of the Year, Nicole Santos. Our Principal of the Year is Miss Lisa Bowers. Lisa, give us a wave. Please help me congratulate this group of outstanding Teachers of the Year. All right, our next group will be Kathy through Moore. We should have them pretty close to lined up, and then our remaining group will be schools O through Z, so you'll start wanting to make your way. Kathy through Moore, we ready to go? Got everybody? Doing the final lineup. Wow, y'all, everybody looks amazing. We clean up nice. All right, all set? Okay, go ahead and get started. We're going to begin with Harold C. Caffey Middle School, Vanessa Ruiz. Her principal is Alexis Solis. Vanessa is one of our Teacher of the Year semifinalists. Representing Richard King High School, Erica Wakefield. Our proud principal is Prudence Farrell. Where are you, Prudence? There she is. Teacher of the Year, Zachary Colda Elementary School is Veronica Castillo. Our proud principal is Zonia Lopez. All right, our Celebrity Teacher of the Year from Stanley Castores Elementary School, Taylor Southard. Our principal is Stevie Ray Garcia. Los Encinos Elementary School, Ada Perez. Our proud principal is Christine Sierra. Representing Sterling B. Martin Middle School, Jasmine Bellew. Her proud principal is Jolanda Vasquez. Ms. Vasquez, give us a wave, please. Teacher of the Year for Mary Gret Transition Center is Brooke Young. Her program coordinator is Dr. Deborah Stanley. Teacher of the Year for Meadowbrook Elementary School is Karina Casares. Her principal is Dr. Latricia Johnson. Karina is one of our Teacher of the Year semifinalists. Teacher of the Year for 4-H Moody High School, we congratulate Frank Garcia. His principal is Enrique Vela. Representing Moses Menger Elementary School, we welcome Allison Liechty. Our proud principal is Dr. Christina Beretta. Where are you, Dr. Beretta? There she is. All right, our Teacher of the Year, Metro Elementary School of Design, Carly Lerma. Proud principal, David Crabtree. Give us a wave, Mr. Crabtree. Representing Roy Miller High School, Chelsea Kaye. Our principal is Sandy Salinas de Leon. Give us a wave, Miss de Leon. Representing EE and Ovita Morelos Elementary School, Victoria Smith. Her principal is Carolyn Bentz. Representing Montclair Elementary School, America Mendez. Our principal is Steve Beretta. Where are you, Mr. Beretta? America is one of our Teacher of the Year semifinalists. Teacher of the Year for Blanchmore Elementary School is Marisol Montemayor. Our principal is Aurelio Tamayo. Help me congratulate this group of incredible educators. All right, our group for the evening, Oak Park through Zavala. We ready to go? All right. Oak Park Elementary School's Teacher of the Year, Laura Gatton. Her principal is Laura Perales. Lauren is one of our Teacher of the Year semifinalists. Representing W.B. Ray High School, Michael Wendell. Proud principal is Roxanne Cuevas. Where are you, Miss Cuevas? Fred R. Sanders Elementary School's Teacher of the Year is Jessica Briones. She cannot join us this evening. Her proud principal is Dr. Marcos Aguilera. Shannon Estates Elementary School, Rachel Caffey. Her principal is Corey Gilbert. The Rose Shaw Elementary School, Crystal Rodriguez. Her principal is Christine Bernal. Teacher of the Year from Weldon Smith Elementary School is Erica Osmond Barrera. She could not join us this evening. From the Student Support Center, we honor Corey Kaminsky. Her proud principal is Jessica Albert. Jessica, give us a wave. Our Teacher of the Year from William B. Travis Elementary School is Brianna D. Elizondo. She could not join us this evening. Representing Fay Webb Elementary School, Christina Salas. Her proud principal is Dr. Christina Cahill. Windsor Park Elementary School's Teacher of the Year is Teresa Anzuelda. Her principal is Dr. Kimberly Bissell. Woodlawn Elementary School's Teacher of the Year, we welcome to the stage Gina Garcia. Her principal is Krista Roche. CP Yeager Elementary School's Teacher of the Year is Juana Sanchez. Her principal is Veronica Garcia Molina. Juana is one of our Teacher of the Year semifinalists. Representing Lorenzo de Zavala Elementary School, Alma Silva. Her principal is Judith Hinojosa. Where are you, Miss Hinojosa? There she is. Alma's one of our Teacher of the Year semifinalists. This is an amazing group of educators, are actually celebrities. And why don't we give them all one more round of applause, please? We thank them for letting their passion for education lead them to be the best they can be. Now we move on to our recognition of finalists. Out of all the applications we received, 15 were selected to be semifinalists, and those semifinalists were asked to submit 3 additional essays. From those essays, 4 finalists were chosen to meet with our selection committee for in-person interviews. Very brave souls. To become the Teacher of the Year finalist certainly took time and dedication, and it is my pleasure to highlight the 4 teachers who were selected. As I call your name, please come forward to greet the board and receive a certificate. Each finalist is also receiving a $500 award via direct deposit. Right? And I should have said this before, but any of you here who are finalists tonight, if you want to start making your way over, and we'll give you some extra time, but come on over and start lining up. After greeting the board, same drill, make your way to the photo area with pose with Dr. H and then return to your seat. So the first elementary finalist, who's probably still making her way up here, let's welcome Velma Gonzalez, Club Estates Elementary School. And don't worry, Velma, I've got some reading to do, so you take your time getting up here. I'm going to brag on you a little bit. Miss Gonzalez taught for 14 years. She currently teaches all second grade subjects. In her application essay, she wrote, "The main reason I became a teacher was to fulfill an eagerness I strongly held on to since childhood. This desire was to become a teacher, to make a difference in students' lives, and have a positive impact on their learning and self-esteem. This yearning is what drove me to pursue a higher education degree. I sometimes ask myself what I want most for my students, and the answer is filled with a wish list of hopes and dreams for them. But their success must be built on more than hopes and dreams. I must know how to identify what it takes for each student to be successful, and then be prepared and willing to implement those things daily without waver or prejudice. Thank you, Velma, for your service, providing the educational tools our students need. Please come forward and accept your award." Her very proud principal is Kay Bircher. Miss Bircher, would you please stand to be recognized if you're with us this evening? Well, she's working her way through and getting her picture taken. I'll start reading about Jessica Hernandez, our honoree from Weldon Gibson Elementary School. You can go ahead and clap for her. It's a great accomplishment. She's been an educator for 6 years. She currently teaches second grade. Child of immigrants, Jessica believes that education gives you the freedom to live the life you desire. In her essay, she wrote, "I want to share this belief with as many people as possible and make an impact on society. Education has the power to break the cycle of poverty and balance society, and I want my students to feel safe and secure in my classroom. A student needs to feel secure and accepted before they can begin to learn, and I strive to create a classroom environment that is warm and welcoming to all students. We start every day with our mantra, I am kind, I am intelligent, and I am important. And I am passionate about guiding my students to ensure they have the best possible start to their education and life." These are words, of course, written by someone with a true heart of an educator. Thank you, Jessica. Please come forward and accept your award. Her proud principal is Jalissa Segovia. Ms. Segovia, please give us a wave. through our elementary finalists, we move on to secondary. And I'm going to read a little about Sarah Regalado from Cunningham Middle School at South Park. Let's go ahead and give her a little introductory applause. She's been teaching for 4 years. She currently teaches Algebra 1 and 2 and Math 8. She wrote, "Teaching is not just content related. Students learn from hearing and experiencing life. We as teachers encourage and guide them to their paths, and when we show our hearts and personalities to our students, they become brave enough to find themselves. I show my students that I too am human. I make mistakes, I own up to my mistakes, and my experiences make me who I am. Students want to relate to their teachers when they can see the authentic and vulnerable side of me. They can trust that I am here for them and their successes. Now more than ever, students need their teachers, and if I can be there for a student to reach their academic goals and be their person to lean on, I know I will always see the value of my work in my profession." Sarah, please come forward to accept your award. Her proud principal is Rachel Neff. Miss Neff, will you please give us a wave? I am also pleased to recognize Sarah Robichaud Brown from here at Veterans Memorial High School. She has 6 years of teaching experience, all here at Veterans Memorial, as a 10th and 12th grade English teacher. She wrote, "Teachers go above and beyond each and every day for their students while wearing various hats. Within the span of any given day, teachers become counselors, mentors, motivators, and confidants. An outstanding teacher fulfills these roles because, for many students, this might be the only opportunity to have their voices heard. In my classroom, I cultivate a positive learning environment so students can feel comfortable and courageous enough to share their thoughts and ideas. I believe wholeheartedly that I fulfill the roles my students need so they are able to not only thrive in my classroom, but also find success in their personal lives as they learn, grow, and prepare for the future." Sarah, please come forward and accept your award. Our proud principal is Scott Walker. Mr. Walker, will you please stand and give us a wave? All right, well, she's getting our picture taken. We're going to start transitioning to the next part of our program, and for that, I invite the board to return to their seats because you are going to have some videos to watch. So this is the end of your being on the stage this evening. You will be greeting the finalists from your seats. And while they're taking their seats, let's have one more round of applause for our finalists. Everyone's returning to their seats, and Dr. H, you can do the same. Not sure if you're still waiting in the wings. There he is. Now you can return to your seats, sir. All right, little housekeeping while they're returning to their seats, and I'm giving a little more clear instructions. It is my honor to introduce the 2 educators who were selected as CCISD's 2021-2022 Teachers of the Year. And here's how this is going to work. I will first introduce them individually. We will then show a video presentation so we can get to know them better. And I'm very excited to say they haven't seen it yet. After the video, I will ask our board members to just stand where you're seated and turn around to face the audience. The finalists will walk past you to greet you, and then they'll come up on stage. And we'll have Dr. H jog once more onto the stage to present awards and take a picture. But we want him to be able to watch these videos as well. Screens coming down so we can do that. Each Teacher of the Year district winner will receive $1,000 delivered by direct deposit. And thanks to our friends at Xerox, an iPad. All right, here we go. Now to recognize our 2022 Elementary Teacher of the Year. Megan Butler from Sam Houston Elementary School. Megan has 10 years of teaching experience. She is a 4th grade teacher at Sam Houston Elementary School. She believes engagement is the key to student success. She avoids lecture-style teaching, finds fun ways to bring her lessons to life, allowing students to engage in classroom discussions, utilize technology, and participate in rigorous activities. To learn more about how Megan impacts her students' lives, we ask you to turn your attention to the screen, where we will go behind the scenes with a starring cast of Sam Houston Elementary School and our 2022 Elementary Teacher of the Year, Megan Butler.
I just feel like elementary teachers make a really big impact. Like, we're the foundational years, so they need to really learn to love school with us, because if not, it's going to be that much harder in middle and high school. And they're still kids, and they have so much love in their heart, and they're just so eager to be at school every day. They still have that love for learning. I grew up in Corpus, and so I went to, at the time it was Robert Wilson, and then Hamlin Middle School and Ray High School. And was incredibly lucky. I had fantastic elementary teachers growing up. So I just remember like positive memories from elementary school. I think just that impact of having great teachers growing up, I just sort of knew that's what I wanted to do.
She didn't start out as Teacher of the Year. That when she started teaching, she definitely had her challenges. She has grown tremendously to become the teacher that she is today.
I feel like the more that they're engaged, the more willing they are to learn. Like today when we did the fraction with the pizzeria, they were excited to do that work, and that's what I want. I want them to be excited.
Yes, it's so much fun, but the content that was there with the environment that she provided with that transformation brought the learning to life.
You know, when her students have a question or need help, she's always willing to move them to her table, to, squat down, get on their level, and help them solve their problems that they have.
She makes sure to reach out to every student in her classroom. And it's funny because it's not only her students in her classroom, but she also makes a point to get to know the siblings of the students in her classroom. So even like pre-K, kinder first, they know Ms. Butler because she makes it a point to get to know the student as a whole, which means getting to know their siblings, getting to know their parents. So she really has her heart in education because she really wants all her students to succeed.
This year, I have a visually impaired student who has already made a huge impact on my life. My principal and myself be blindfolded and use a cane and tried to put ourselves in her shoes and walk around the hallway, and we had to get from my classroom to the nurse's office. And just, I know her life isn't easy, but really experiencing that and walking in her shoes, quite literally, was a huge wake-up moment for me. So just seeing how she comes to school every day with a positive attitude, she's ready to learn, she's one of the brightest kids. I mean, she's already made an impact on me.
She's a fun teacher, and she's helpful to make math fun. We do the stuff with the pizza boxes, but she's the best teacher you can ever have.
My son was a former student of Megan, and she was able to build that caring relationship. And as a parent, it was so comforting to know that my son was being provided a safe environment and a teacher who gave quality instruction for my son. He is now currently in high school, and that is one of his greatest teachers ever.
She's kind, she's fun, she has a lot of energy. She knows how to make things fun, like math and stuff. She knows how to make that fun, and she's a good teacher.
I love what I do. I have a passion for it. I want to make an impact on not just my classroom, but on our school and on our district.
She's evolved into a leader on our campus as far as providing professional development for our staff. Technology is her go-to. She is phenomenal in the classroom with technology. If anyone on campus has a question about technology, they're quick to go to Megan.
She truly embodies what a Teacher of the Year is, because whether it be technology, whether it be community outreach, this is why she's our PTA president, and this is why she also leads technology at our campus. She not only helps out in her classroom, not only our campus, but she also affects our community, and that's why she's Teacher of the Year.
Megan is phenomenal. She's a one of a kind, definitely.
Our school motto this year sums it up perfectly, be a world changer. That's what we are. We always say you can't have any every job starts from teachers because we teach our kids and then they go on and do other things. So if they don't learn from us, then they can't go on and change the world. So it really starts here and it starts with us. So, I mean, we're definitely world changers.
All right, Dr. Hernandez, if you'd start making your way to the photo area, please. And Ms. Fernandez, if you would also start making your way forward to join the photo as well. I'm going to ask the board to stand up. And Megan, you just walk past and greet the board on your way to meet Dr. Hernandez, receive your award, and get a photo. Ladies and gentlemen, Megan Butler. Megan's going to pose for that photo, and then we have invited her to address everyone this evening to say a few words, which she'll do in just a few moments.
Good evening, everyone. I want to start by saying how truly honored and humbled I am through this whole experience. People have been asking me over the last few weeks how I feel, and I respond honestly that I don't think the magnitude of this honor has sunk in yet, and I'm really not sure that it ever will. However, this privilege is not something that I could have achieved on my own. Over the 10 years of my teaching career, I have been asked many times about the moment that I knew I wanted to become a teacher. The truth is, I always knew. I was incredibly lucky to have such wonderful teachers throughout my school years. I am a product of CCISD, and I was fortunate enough to learn from the best of the best. All 6 of my elementary school teachers each hold a special place in my heart, and it is the passion and dedication that they each showed their students that significantly impacted my life and ultimately led to my decision to become an elementary teacher myself. I have also been lucky enough to call myself a Sam Houston Bobcat for all of the years of my teaching experience. There is no other school like it in the district. During my time here, our staff has built an incredible community. Every day that I go to work, I'm inspired by my coworkers and their dedication, passion, and most importantly, everyone's willingness to do what is needed to help our students be successful. Every staff member is always ready to face any challenge and get the job done. I have built some wonderful friendships through the years for which I am so grateful. So thank you to all of my current and former principals, assistant principals, and coworkers over the years, and especially the Bobcats here tonight. I have been so blessed to learn from each of you. Outside of work, I also have an incredible support system at home. My family is truly the best, and they've always been so supportive of my dreams, goals, and adventures. My parents have always reinforced the ideas of hard work and dedication, and without them, I would not be standing up here today. My sister has taught me the importance of going into each day with a positive attitude and the importance of never giving up. And lastly, my fiance has shown nonstop support for my goals, for which I thank you dearly. Our school's theme this year is World Changers, and I believe that every educator in here tonight is a world changer. We are lucky enough to have a career where we will make an impact on so many people's lives each and every day, and not many people can say that. However, we all know that teaching is not an easy job. This job takes someone who can continue to show passion, especially when the days are hard. So keep showing up each and every day for yourself and for your students. Keep shining and be a world changer. I will leave you tonight with what we remind our students of each day at Sam Houston. Be the best because you are the best. Thank you.
right, that was fun. Let's do it one more time. Thank you, Megan. We are grateful that you will represent our elementary school teachers as this year's winner. And now it is time to meet our secondary teacher of the year, Amanda Davis from Paul R. Haas Middle School. Amanda has 7 years teaching experience, is a 7th grade reading language arts teacher. For Amanda, teaching is an act of passion, a passion for others, a passion for learning, a passion for relationships. She uses the word collaboration to describe her classroom community, and her teaching philosophy enjoys a collaborative approach when she's working with students, parents, or peers. She believes that every person within her community has the capacity to teach, and what a vibrant community she has created. We ask you again to turn your attention to the screen and we take a look at how Amanda's presence on the set of Haas Middle School sets the tone for an amazing educational experience. Let's get to know our 2022 Secondary Teacher of the Year, Amanda Davis.
When I look back over all the decisions I've made in my life, everything always comes back to being a teacher. My mom even has a hope chest in her bedroom where there was an assignment from when I think I was in like 2nd or 3rd grade. And the project was, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I said, I want to be a mom and I want to be a teacher. I think one of the first things that I really remember is my school wanting to hold me back in 1st grade because I was not up to par with Texas standards. And that really stuck with me because I never really felt like I was up to par. In 7th grade, I had a teacher, Miss Vecchio. She was my English teacher, and she was just the coolest person I've ever met in my life. She was the first person to make me feel like what I had to say was worthwhile. She was the first person to make me feel like I had something to say, and that the things that I said mattered. That's always really stuck with me as I work through my classroom now.
We were looking for ELAR teachers, and so Amanda was one of the applicants that applied. And immediately we loved all of her answers and most of all, how she was committed to her closing gaps. She gave real examples of how she's done it in her previous school. And so I was excited that my kids were going to be able to benefit from that.
Have you met my principal? Because she met me and she latched on. She's like, you're the one that I want. And I was like, okay. But I told her very honestly in the interview, I don't know if middle school is for me because I've never taught it before. And she just told me point blank, you are great, you're gonna do this, and we will get you there. And I was like, okay. I was terrified.
She's the best teacher. I'm glad she did go to Teacher of the Year. You know, she deserves to be there. Like some days I didn't want to be here, and I was like, I don't want to be here. But I came to her class, went to every class, and she just made like the rest of the day be better. Like just of her just teaching me.
These 3 years are kind of fundamental for them. And it's really awesome to be part of the process that they go through and just watch them go through it and just support them along the way. You can't get that anywhere else.
She tries to personalize with the students, and like every once in a while she tries to like add a fun activity and just make class seem like a fun, safe place.
She had a monolingual, a student that speaks only Spanish. And Amanda, we created her lesson plans both in English and in Spanish for this student. Amanda doesn't speak Spanish. So she used the Google Translator, she used her resources so that her student would be sitting in a classroom learning next to their peers and understand the content. At the beginning of the year, that student was at the very bottom, and now in the winter has risen to the top. And so that's because Amanda Davis went the extra mile to make sure that that student didn't sink.
Whenever you take the time to invest in the parents and invest in the community that you are creating in your room every year, every parent, every kid, you're gonna get that back tenfold. And it matters. It matters to the parents, it matters to the kids. You know, I think that one of the happiest times I've ever had was watching my first group graduate. And one of the saddest times I've ever had as a teacher is watching one of my kids be buried.
humility is one of her most evident traits, and that how she conducts class. She's not a teacher who's just bossing kids around and being ego-driven. To do what she does at any school would be crazy and amazing, but to do it here is really, it's a feat.
Being a teacher isn't easy. I could see from like kids that I know don't give teachers like the easiest time, and the fact that she could put up with that and still be the upbeat, charismatic person that she is, I feel like that's like, wow.
You see her at school and you're like, wow, she's an amazing teacher. She's also an amazing mom and an amazing wife. Like, she does anything and everything she can to be there for her family. And if people just see her at school, they just be like, wow, okay, awesome. But outside of school, she's even more awesome.
The thing that I always keep on like the back of my mind, whether it be for me, for another person, show up. Whatever that looks like to you, just show up, you know? Show up for your coworkers if that's what it takes. Show up for your students if that's what it takes. Show up for your family members if that's what it takes. Show up for yourself. In the showing up, the good stuff comes.
All right, Dr. H is on his way up. Proud Principal Ana Fuentes, if you'd please make your way up. Members of the board, if you would please stand and turn once again as we introduce Amanda Davis, 2022 Secondary Teacher of the Year. As Amanda completes the hike over here and gets her picture taken, she too has been invited to address us this evening. So she's going to do that picture first and then come over and share a few words.
Put my speech on note cards. I want to say thank you to everyone in this room for every minute that you have spent in this school year making our kids your priority. This award is an amazing honor to receive, and I am blown away to be included in this group of individuals who have been the shining example for their campuses, their peers, and the young people we influence. All of this to say, during this experience of nomination and the reflection that's come with it, I am reminded that no matter what the struggle or setback, you are still capable of creating the magic that we all remember from our first days of school. You do not need to be a freedom writer or stand and deliver anything to anyone to be the reason and the person whose intentions make the difference. Every person has the capacity to teach within these communities, no matter their level of education, experience, or title. In this life, our self-worth is very little to do with who we are as a person and more to do with the way that people feel in our presence. Being smart, talented, and driven are some of the best of our qualities on paper, but what is more important than those qualities is the actions that we put behind them. The intention of our actions will be the ultimate determination of how we are remembered by the people who are influenced in our presence. I would not be here without the support that keeps me grounded and pushing forward. From the community of Aransas Pass, my Panther partners that grew me by fire, they created my confidence and taught me more than just
teaching being a daily performance. If they were to rewrite the first days of school, I would hope that they would not have a key to my first classroom's door. To the community that made Corpus Christi home, my warrior family, there is no better way to prepare for the fight of your life like having the hardest working and hardest loving soldiers standing by your side, keeping your back protected and leading the way. To the principal of a lifetime, you have given me all of the room I've needed to grow. You support me through the hardest days of my career, and every time I turn in a lesson plan, I can count on you to show me an area I can grow in. You have taught me that perfection is never the goal, just a measure of how you keep enhancing who we are as individuals. I thank you for the borrowed strength, the extra copy paper, and the closed-door conversations that keep me going. I've never had support from a group of colleagues in the way that I do with the amazing individuals I find in this family, and I love you all. To my mother, I'm not sure if y'all heard her, she was screaming. You taught me perseverance and how to fight through the hardest parts of life to find the success that comes with continuing through the pain of learning. To my children, you've taught me unconditional love and how to find the strength hidden in the couch cushions. My students may call me mom, but I promise you, you will always be the only ones I write on my taxes. To my husband, he's the really tall one, you pick me up when I crumble, love me through the long days, and always know how much creamer to put in my too strong coffee. I couldn't do any of this without your support. The one thing I want everyone in this room to take away from the honors given to us all is that you showed up in ways that we never could have anticipated for at the start of our careers. You choose to show up daily, hourly, minute by minute, and that is the truth about your devotion and character. Take time to celebrate your successes, become inspired by your students, collaborate and gain knowledge from your peers. As is needed in the education profession, be mindful of your intentions, align your actions with your inspirations, and keep your focus on the people you serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda, for sharing your passion for education. I'm so pleased to remind everyone that as district winners, Megan and Amanda have qualified to advance to the Education Service Center Region 2 judging panel for consideration as regional honorees, and they get regular nagging emails from me on that topic. Please help me with a final round of applause as we congratulate all the nominees and the winners of this year's program. This concludes my part of the program. I appreciate your letting me be your Master of Ceremonies. Dr. Hernandez, I welcome you back to the stage to close us out this evening.
All right. Well, all we can say is wow. So you can imagine what the committee had to go through to narrow it down from that number of campuses to semifinalists to finalists and to our winners, and they are just outstanding. Our kids are fortunate to have them. Let's give them another round of applause. Before we close out the event, I'd like to thank our auditorium manager, Bert Baxter, and the Veterans Memorial High School for allowing us to hold this event here. Let's give them a round of applause. And a special thank you to our communications department headed up by Leanne Libby, who did a wonderful job as Master of Ceremonies. Also heads up the Teacher of the Year selection process and planning all of tonight's event. Thank you to everyone for making this evening very special and for taking the time to gather in honor of our district's top teachers for 2022. While we do need to exit the auditorium under the program or after the program, the photo area will remain open for everyone to get your photos while you're here. Please do. They took a lot of time to set it up, and it looks wonderful out there. Honorees, please make sure you stop by the concession area on your way out for another surprise. I wonder what that is. And everyone else, please drive carefully, enjoy the rest of your evening, and thank you for all of your dedication to CCISD.